What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of the BamaCollegeTake. I'm your host, Jackson Tingle. A little bit of a different setup here. I'm at home for Thanksgiving break. Today's currently November 27th, Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving. Just a couple things to note before today's episode. A lot of rumors going around about some of our coordinators leaving. Kalen DeBoer even going to Penn State. As of right now, those are all rumors. Nothing is confirmed. So nothing to report about because nothing's been confirmed. One thing to note is four-star offensive lineman Samuela U2 from Hawaii has decommitted from Alabama. He was a pretty big recruit, so it kind of hurts to lose him. Early national signing days on Wednesday, so might see a little bit more movement with some recruits. Hopefully not, but other than that, Alabama basketball playing really well right now. Got a lot of good wins recently. Fell to short to Gonzaga the other day. That was a really good game, but really excited to start talking about Bama basketball once football season's over. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. All right, let's go ahead and get into the Eastern Illinois breakdown really quick. I don't really have too much to say. Let's just start off with Ty Simpson. Ty didn't really, look all that great. He only played one half, right? But 147 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, not really great, right? So then we saw a lot of Alabama's future. Hopefully, if everything kind of retains, the coaches stay, the players don't hit the portal, right? If those things stay as they're supposed to. We saw a glimpse of Alabama's future, and I really liked what I saw. Keelan Russell looked amazing. Austin Mack looked great. Really, if Ty Simpson goes to the draft this year, man, I really don't know what direction we're going to go in. Both guys are really good, and I think whoever doesn't get the job is going to transfer somewhere else, so it's really going to suck to lose either one of these guys, but at the same time, it kind of just really lucky to have both of them. Next year, I think we're in good hands. Either way, so I really liked what I saw from both of those guys. So I'm gonna give the quarterback room the quarterbacks. I'm gonna go a B plus this game. So just considering all things, Ty is still our starter, right? Didn't really have a great game. I'm gonna go B plus. All right, rushing game. I knew we were gonna run. Everyone knew we were going to run the ball a lot this game because it's kind of a tune-up game. The running game hasn't been there all year, right? So we were going to run we were going to run the ball a lot this game to try to figure things out, get it going, hopefully. Just get better at it. That's kind of what you got to do in these games. So I kind of liked what I saw. It wasn't as productive as I would have, completely liked, but it hasn't been like that all year, right? But, versus an FCS team like this, I just would have liked to see an explosive play from the run game. I really would have. Jay Miller looked pretty good. Wasn't incredible by all means. A.K. Deer, I'm really excited about A.K. Deer. I hope he gets a ton of reps next year. I think he fits in this system really good. I really like what I'm seeing from him. Kevin Riley looked really good too, had 2 touchdowns. I'm really, the pair of those, if we could keep Daniel Hill, AKD, or Kevin Riley, our backfield next year, I think Richard Young might leave. We're not going to have Jam. Our backfield's going to be, or not our backfield, but our running back room's going to be Daniel Hill, Jam Miller, Kevin Riley, or not Jam Miller, I'm sorry. Daniel Hill, A.K. Deer, Kevin Riley, Xavier, 5-star Xavier Crowell coming in. This is, I'm super excited about these guys, especially A.K. Deer and Kevin Riley. And then Daniel Hill at the same time, just a unit, right? He's a big guy. He's kind of the ground and pound type of guy. Running game was a lot better this game. I'm going to give it a B plus also. Wasn't completely there, especially versus an FCS school. One thing to note also, Kevin Riley, I saw somewhere he's going to be out for the Iron Bowl. So that's just something not really completely a huge deal. He's a playmaker though, in my opinion. Doesn't help at all whatsoever. So no Kevin Riley for the Iron Bowl. But I'm going to give the running back, the rushing game, a B plus this game. Receivers, Jalen Mbakwe was our leading receiver this game. I don't know, this might be another guy that doesn't stay. One thing I've noticed is the pregame ritual prayer with Ryan Williams. He doesn't do it anymore. Ryan Williams does it with Latair Brooks now. So, I don't know if Jalen Buckle is going to be in the Crimson and White come this time next year, but he looked really good this game. I kind of liked what I saw. When they moved him from corner to receiver, I didn't really like that move. I thought he was a really good defensive back. He's an athlete. He can kind of do it all. Kind of did a reverse Trayvon Diggs, right? Going from corner to receiver. So, he looked pretty good. I think we could kind of utilize him more in the run game to block, honestly. He had really good hands. He's a really good athlete, no doubt about that. I really liked what I saw from him, but hopefully he's here. I would like to keep him. I know some people don't really care for him. I would like to keep him, but other than that, wasn't really much to say about the receivers receiving game this weekend or this past weekend. So I'm gonna go with a B. So I know that's kind of it's an FCS school. I'm giving B's, right? We won 56-0. It's just kind of not the game as a whole, just the individual performance of each, of the passing game, the rush game, the quarterback play, all of that. It's just separated. I'm just separating it up, giving my kind of thoughts on it. So wasn't bad at all means. So that's kind of all I have to say. Saw a lot of young guys get some playing time, which was really good to see. That's what you want to see in this game. That was really good to see. No complaints really too much for this game. It was really good just to see us to do what we were supposed to do to this team. The kicking, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not really going to get into that. I'm not going to touch it at all. Defense looked really good. Like Ty threw 2 interceptions. Defense turned around, shut them down, got us the ball back, right? I'm going to give the defense an A for this game. Defense played really good. And then also, again, we saw a lot of young guys get some playing time on the defensive side of the ball. Super excited about the future of the Alabama football program. I think we if we can retain the coaches that we have and keep a lot of these young guys that we have and develop them, we're going to have a really good football team. So with that being said, let's get into the film breakdown really quick, and then we'll get into the guest pick'ems or the game day pick'ems with our guest picker. All right, welcome to the film breakdown. With the holidays going on this Thanksgiving, I didn't really have time to just pick and choose clips to kind of break down, so I'm kind of just skipping through and picking one and talking about it. I might just pick 2 this week to kind of shorten this episode up, 1 defense, 1 offense. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick 2. I'm not going to do 3 this week. So the first one I kind of want to look at, this came early in the game. This was the first drive. There's 13 minutes left still in the first quarter. It's a score 0-0. Dijon Lee comes up, the true freshman, comes up with an interception on this play, but there's just kind of more to it that I want to talk about. So we're in let me go ahead and get my mouse here. So they're in man defense. It's a man coverage, man to man, but it's off man. It's not press man, right? So they still kind of need like a go route right here. Like say if this guy runs a go route, that's gonna be fine. You're kind of off. You can kind of play that. That's Damani Jackson right there getting some rep. Deshaun Jones here, and then Dijon Lee right here. So we got a 3 linebacker look. It's a 4-3-3 or 4-3-4. So right 4-3. That's 7, 3, 10, and then you got your safety right here. So 4-3-4. Look right here. So what they're trying to do here, since it's off man, it's kind of it's not just straight up man. It's kind of a man zone hybrid. Like the DBs are playing man, off man, but the linebackers and the inside and outside linebackers are going to play some kind of zone defense on this play. So what you're going to see is like Dijon Lee right here. He makes the interception, but this is the targeted receiver here. He's going to run all the way across the field here, and he kind of just like, since Dijon Lee's playing off, he simply just beats him because Dijon Lee's like, he's 7 yards back. So this guy beats him off the ball. So this linebacker, Justin Jefferson here, kind of needs to, once he reads it, it's a pass, he kind of needs to stem out LT Overton, he's more of a pass rush guy, right? So they did this. It's another thing, like with the run game to work on it. They did this because, like, obviously LT Overton, he's a pass rush guy, but here he's got to play zone. He's got to play pass coverage. He's going to have to drop back into his zone coverage and play some pass defense, which he doesn't normally do, and that's why they called it, I assume, to work on it, right? Because it's Eastern Illinois, and it's a kind of a tune-up game, right? So that's why they called it. So, but kind of watch what happens. So it like we're doing it to work on it, but it's like so. Like, it's just not good at all. Like, you're running to your own linebackers. Justin Jefferson's kind of – it's not a bad read. It's kind of delayed. He's kind of delayed and realize it's a pass play. Like, I'm not really sure what he's doing. I don't know if he's a quarterback spy here. I think he's a quarterback spy, and LT Overton's trying to drop back into coverage and play some pass coverage, and they just run into each other. So you just got to have – LT Overton's just got to do a better job right here, right? It's just like bouncing around, like you're not looking at the quarterback, you're turning around trying to run back. It's just like, just calm down, communicate, don't be in the same place at once. Really good play right there from Dijon Lee, the true freshman, right? But so that's just got to be a little bit better. As I said, they're probably doing it to work on it because it's an FCS team. LT Overton's more of a pass rush guy, but that's just kind of one thing I saw that kind of just, wasn't really all that good. That kind of, if we do call this kind of scheme in the future on defense, it's not going to be good because, things like that are happening. So you just got to clean it up, right? All right, this is the offensive play I want to look at. And the reason I want to look at this offensive play is because, like I said, I'm really excited about the future of Alabama football if we can retain the roster that we have and the coaches that we have. And this is kind of why. Keelan Russell's at quarterback. We got a bunch of young guys in, right? And this is just a really good job of our offensive line, a young offensive line, doing their job, giving Keelan a couple. He looks really comfortable in this pocket. He steps up to make a throw. And then he true freshman tight end Caleb Edwards right here. Like Caleb Edwards is a huge guy. I'm super excited about this future when that's just a beautiful ball and just a really good job of reading zone coverage right here from Keelan Russell. So I love what I'm seeing right there. It's a really good rep. It's a really good play, and that's when I say like it's going to be hard between Austin Mack and Keelan Russell next year if Ty Simpson leaves. So and also just the offensive line holding up right there. Doing a really good job. Keelan looks really comfortable, really tight spiral, good ball, good read, good catch. So that's what I mean by I'm really excited about the future of Alabama football. That's really all I've got for the film breakdown this week. Not much, trying to make it a shorter episode, really. Let's go ahead and get into the Gameday Pick'ems with our guest picker. All right, welcome to the Pick'em segment of today's episode. We got our special guest picker here, Mr. Clay Dolan. How you doing, Clay?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for taking the time to be on the show here today, man.
Yeah. Good Thanksgiving today.
Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're filming this on Thursday, November 27th. Happy Thanksgiving. Clay is, you know a little bit of ball, Clay. Isn't that true?
I know a little ball.
Yeah. Clay is a 2014, 2015, and 2017 Babe Ruth Cal Ripken Little League World Series state champion, 2018 Southeast Regional champion, and a World Series appearance in that same year also. And then so many high school baseball accolades that we just don't have time to say them all on the show. Pretty big prospect, batted 400 his senior year. But anyway, you ready to get started, Clay?
I'm ready to go.
Is everything I just said true?
Everything is true, you know. Just a normal guy.
Yeah, you're just a chiller. You know who's not, though? You know who's not chill? Nate.
He's not chill. Nate Nestor.
Yeah.
We're going to put him on blast. He is a bozo. And he's an Auburn fan.
Yeah, and he goes to
Auburn fan? So. Okay.
Oh, he just can't get any worse. Holy. Okay, all right. I'm trying not to cuss on the pod. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. First game we got up here is the Egg Bowl. This game's tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night actually. It's tomorrow at like 11 a.m. I think. The Egg Bowl, Mississippi State versus Ole Miss. Spreads Ole Miss minus 7.5. The question I had to ask myself when picking this game was: does all the noise surrounding Lane Kiffin, does that affect how Ole Miss plays in this game? I certainly think it does to an extent. I think you're going to see that with how the team plays and executes tomorrow. But I don't think it really matters. I think it affects them, but I don't think it affects them enough to the point where they lose to a 1-6 Mississippi State team, 1-6 SEC team. Like Mississippi State's just bad this year. So I've got the Rebels in this one. Go ahead, Clay.
Yeah, I'll just want to talk about some of the same stuff. I mean, Ole Miss is coming in 10-1 into this game, and they're a top 10 SEC team, and their offense has been rolling.
Trinidad Chambliss.
Mississippi State, I just don't think they have the backbone.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're 5-6, and they're looking for bowl eligibility at this point. And yeah, I just don't think that game is. I don't think that game's going to be close. No. I have Ole Miss.
Yep, I agree. All right.
Yes.
Next game here, we got Texas A&M. This game's a Friday night game, Black Friday. So I think the slate's Egg Bowl at 11 a.m. Georgia Tech 2:30. Texas A&M 6:30. So going to be a fun Black Friday. Spreads Texas A&M. Minus 2.5, even though it's at Texas. I'd agree with that. But I really think this game's going to come down to the quarterback play. We heard a lot about Arch Manning in the offseason. He was the Heisman favorite back in July before the season even started. And he didn't really pan out, right? But the last couple weekends, he's been pretty good. So I really think it's going to come down to the quarterback play. Arch Manning has been really good the last couple weekends, but Marcel Reed has been great. So Arch has been good. Marcel Reed's been great, in my opinion. Texas has the 107th ranked pass defense in the country. I think with Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver for Texas A&M, their two best receivers, they're going to have their way with Texas's secondary. Their Texas's secondary is just not that good this year. And that in turn is also going to open the game up for Marcel Reed to kind of use his legs because they're going to get beat in the air so much. They're going to try to worry so much about that, try to prevent that. I think it's going to let Marcel Reed do a lot of damage with his legs, and then Le'Veon Moss also with their run game. So I've got Texas A&M. I've got the Aggies in this one. So and I think they cover. So
yeah. Well, Texas A&M is currently undefeated. They're sitting third in the ranking, but in my opinion, like Arch Manning, I feel like he's had a couple rough games, and I think that's just because the expectations were set so high for him, and he felt like he had to fulfill, and he just couldn't do it. I felt like it was too much pressure. But Texas is not. This is another game where it's like you can't just roll a team out just because they're not high ranked. Yeah. I do 100% believe. I believe this game is at Texas as well.
Yeah.
And Texas is sitting 8-3, but 8-8. They're sitting 8-3. But I have Texas in this game. I know that you have in your episodes you've had like a little underdog pick. I guess yep. Texas is not an underdog, but they're the underdog in this game. So yeah. I'm going to go with Texas here.
Yeah, not a bad pick there, Clay. I was kind of back and forth, but not a bad pick. So here we go. Next game is the game, as they call it. Second best rivalry in college football. Michigan versus Ohio State. Ohio State starting quarterback Julian Sayin. For all the Buckeyes fans out there, you're welcome for Julian Sayin. He was at Bama first, if you didn't know that. Transferred to Ohio State after Saban left, so you're welcome. We have Ty Simpson, so anyway, let's talk about this game, right? So it's in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's gonna be 20-degree weather. It's gonna be a snow game. 80% chance of snow for this game. I think this game's gonna come down to whoever has the most rushing yards. And that might just be kind of vague to say that. But literally, whoever has the most rushing yards is going to win this game. The reason I say that is because the team who has the most rushing yards in this rivalry in this game specifically, has won this game every game since 2001. The team with the most rushing yards has won it every single game since 2001 in this matchup. Ohio State has the second ranked run defense this year. Michigan has the 11th. But there's no Justice Haynes for Michigan. You're welcome. He transferred from Alabama as well. Anyway, no Justice Haynes for Michigan. So Bryce Underwood, he is going to have to, need to get some things done with his legs in this game, if Michigan wants to win. But Michigan's kind of also like one of those teams that's like they've had a ton of like at the same time it's like they've had a ton of explosive plays this year, but they're like one of the best teams at like lulling you to sleep. Like if you watch Michigan, it's like you're kind of just like, wow. Like if you're new to football and you watch a Michigan game, you watch a Michigan offense, you're like, this is kind of boring. It's kind of like it's like a gain of they're running the football the whole game pretty much, and it's like a gain of 1, a gain of 2, a gain of 3, a gain of 1, a gain of 4, a gain of 1, and then boom, gain of 80. So, I think Michigan, like, if Michigan wants to win this game, they're gonna have to get it done in the run game. And then Ohio State, if they have Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, they just need to throw the football. Like the last couple of years, Ohio State's kind of been trying to beat Michigan, by using the way Michigan beats teams. They try to beat Michigan by running the football when they've got guys like Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate in their receiving room, and they're trying to win it in the trenches. Like you're much better on the outside with your receivers on their DBs. So just let Julian Sayin sling the rock, and they just Ohio State doesn't need to play conservative this game. They need to throw the football. And with that, I've got the Buckeyes in this one. Last 4 years, Michigan has pulled it out. I think this game changes. I don't know if they cover, but I've got the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I mean, those are some great points. This game being at Michigan, I do think Michigan definitely, you cannot rule them out. And on a side note, like, I'm just ready. This game, something crazy happens every year. I mean, I'm just ready to see there's going to be some sort of brawl.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen crazy.
That's
it
what
happens
makes it
every
fun.
time. And yeah, it's a great college rivalry. Second best in college football.
Correct.
But Ohio State, they're kind of on a roll, being number 1 in the country. And I think I've got ESPN's matchup predictor giving them around an 80% win probability. But, I mean, Michigan is still a tough team. It's not like they're just going to wipe the field with them. I do think it'll be a great game. It's just one of those rivalries where you really can't rule anybody out. Even if you could say Michigan was 0-11, I mean, like, Michigan and Ohio State is going to be a crazy football game every year.
Yeah.
But I think, as Michigan, they're relying on, like, a freshman QB?
Yeah, true
right
freshman,
now?
Bryce Underwood.
So, but that is definitely going to hurt them, I think, because you've got a freshman QB. I couldn't imagine being a freshman QB going into this football game, possibly, and it being on my shoulders. I know that's going to be a lot of pressure. That's also going to hurt. But I do have Ohio State in this game. Yeah, and I just think Jeremiah Smith and the top-tier defense wins this game.
Yeah. I know what you mean about, just this game being crazy. Because, it's kind of like with the Iron Bowl, Auburn.
Yep.
But just specifically when the Iron Bowl's, in Jordan-Hare, like Auburn could be 0-11, but it's still going to be a crazy game. They're still going to, it's going to be a one-possession game at the end of the game,
Yep.
So, anyway, Pitt, Miami, next game here. I don't really have much to say about this game. Miami beat Notre Dame earlier in the season. Pittsburgh lost to them in not in good fashion. It was either last weekend or a couple weekends ago. I can't remember. I think it was last weekend. But anyway, and the ACC is just so mid this year. I know they're a quote-unquote Power 4 conference, but it is just so bad in that conference this year. I mean, you almost had Duke in the conference championship game, and if they would have won that conference championship game, they might have had a 4-loss Duke team in the college football playoffs because they get an automatic bid, and like you can still have SMU, a 3-loss team in there. If they play in the championship, it looks like it's going to be Virginia's conference to win as of right now, and Virginia's terrible, honestly. So this conference, like in my opinion, they really don't deserve a team in the playoffs this year. Like it is just so bad in this conference. But specifically with this game, I've got Miami. I think they're just the better team. Games not played on paper, but when you look at the paper, you look at the rosters, Miami's got the much better team here. I've got Miami.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. These two teams, I don't have a lot to say about. I don't know a lot about these teams, but I don't think Pittsburgh really has a place in this game. I think Miami is going to wipe the floor with them. And, I have a friend. He lives in Jacksonville, so I'm going Miami here.
Yeah, that's also in Florida.
Yep.
As well as Miami.
It's also in Florida.
Yeah.
It's also in Florida. So, yeah, I mean, he lives in Florida.
All right, next game here, we got Tennessee, ranked 18th versus number 12th ranked Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia. Spreads Tennessee -2.5. Vanderbilt's had an incredible story the last 2 years with Pavia, and a bunch of people think that they might force the committee's hand and go in and win this game in Neyland Stadium and kind of force the committee's hand to put them in the playoffs if they win. However, I think that's kind of the biggest factor is Neyland Stadium. The fact that this is a home game for Tennessee. If Vanderbilt goes into Neyland Stadium and wins, that would kind of be like someone walking into your house, going into your refrigerator, getting whatever they want to eat or drink, walking into your living room, slapping your wife on the butt, plopping down on the couch and putting whatever they want on TV. That's what this would kind of be like if Vanderbilt walked into Neyland Stadium and won this football game. Like I said, a bunch of people think they're going to do that and force the committee's hand to put them in the playoffs. I don't think that's the case. I think Tennessee kind of runs away with this game, despite everyone thinking it's going to be close and Vanderbilt winning. So as much as it pains me to say it, I care about winning, my winning record more than I kind of hate Tennessee, I guess. So I've got Tennessee. And that's probably the only time in my entire life I'll ever say those words. So go ahead, Clay.
Yeah. I mean, respectable what you've said. I mean, I just find it hard to pull for Tennessee, even though, I mean, Vanderbilt is no joke this year. They've proven that. I mean, they're coming into this game 9-2. I seriously think they have a fighting chance. As much as I don't like either one of these teams, but I really don't like Tennessee. So I'm a little more biased towards Vanderbilt, even though I don't like them either. But I used to have dreams as a kid to play baseball at Vanderbilt, so I'll pick them. I got Vanderbilt.
There you go. All right, next game. All right, it's the Iron Bowl. Last pick, Saturday, Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn, Alabama, 6:30, ABC. Our college football playoff chances are on the line. It's the Iron Bowl where logic kind of goes to die in this game. Some weird stuff's going to happen in that stadium. It's going to be the most hostile environment we play in all year, right? And I think this game's going to come down to turnovers. I think it's going to come down to the turnover margin. Alabama's offensive strength lines up really well against Auburn's defensive weaknesses. We had the ninth ranked passing offense in the country, where Auburn has their pass defense ranked around 100, somewhere in that area. So can Auburn make the paper lie? That's really going to be the factor for this game for Auburn. Is can they make the paper lie? Can they make that stat right there, that paper popper, that paper stat right there, the fact that they have a 100th ranked passing defense and we have a top 10 passing ranked offense, can they make that not matter in this game? Can they make the paper lie? They have a really good run defense. Their front four, 3 or 4, whatever defensive scheme they run, their defensive line is really good. Very similar to Oklahoma. This sounds exactly what I said with the Oklahoma game: strength versus weakness. But we turned the ball over way too much in that game, and that's why I say this game is going to come down to turnovers. Turnovers is kind of a random margin. One team's not particularly better than the other one. It's kind of just in this game who can create the most turnovers and who can take care of the ball better. And I think that's what this game's going to come down to, is the turnovers. Can we take care of the football, and can we create turnovers and opportunities for ourselves in return? We've got no Josh Cuevas in this game. Starting tight end's out. He's kind of our do-all guy. He was a 0-star recruit from California, by the way, and he kind of just showed up at a camp that Kalen DeBoer was at, and he gave like 2 or 3 guys some concussions. And when he did that, Kalen DeBoer gave him an offer to Washington, and then he came here when DeBoer came. So kind of a neat story there. But anyway, so it's kind of like, which Bama team are we going to get? Are we going to get the Bama team we saw versus Oklahoma? Or are we going to get the Bama team that we saw versus Georgia? We were 13 for 19 on third downs versus Georgia. We don't need to be that good necessarily versus Auburn in this game, in my opinion, but you still need to be good on third down, right? Especially in this game, in this stadium, in this environment. And you can't have a bunch of 3-and-outs and let Auburn get on the board early and kind of stun us, with this Jordan Hare effect, obviously I've got Alabama in this game, but I think just the X factors for this game is kind of going to be, in my opinion, I would put Dijon Lee on Cam Coleman, because I think Cam Coleman is going to be the X factor in this game for Auburn, because he's been the X factor for them all year. And Dijon Lee is just kind of more lengthy at corner than Xavier Brown is. And so if I was, Kane Womack, I would match Dijon Lee, the true freshman, up with Cam Coleman, just because the size matches better there. I know that's going to be a lot to ask for a true freshman to guard him. It's going to be a lot to ask for anybody to guard him, but just him being taller than Xavier Brown. So I think he's going to be an X factor. Then I think our offensive line is going to be an X factor. Can we protect Ty Simpson? Can we give him time in the pocket? Can we take care of the football? Those are going to be the X factors to me in this game. I've got Alabama.
All right. The Iron Bowl. It's Alabama and Auburn. If you're not an Alabama or an Auburn fan, you know about this game. It's the same as Ohio State and Michigan. In my opinion, I don't really think Auburn fans are real. I think they're kind of AI.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they're not like Auburn fans. They're not really Auburn fans. They just don't like Alabama.
Yeah.
So then they choose to pull for Auburn because they know they're not going to win any games, but they live their lives as Auburn fans just for this game. Auburn fans, it's just like that guy you see in Walmart wearing like some raggedy, like 30-year-old dad hat that's got Auburn Tigers on it. Who is that guy? He's not real, He's AI, and Alabama's coming off of playing Northwest East South State or whoever they played. I mean, that was like a practice game, They're coming into this game confident, healthy. It's Alabama Crimson Tide. It is at Jordan Hare, which that place is haunted. It's hard to say, but this game is not just, I think it's literally 50-50. I mean, I don't think it should be biased. I'm assuming it was biased towards Alabama, according to ESPN, but it's Alabama and Auburn. Anything could happen, but I'm really hoping that Alabama gets momentum early and wipes the freaking floor with Auburn. I hope we drop 70 on them and just, get the Auburn fans pouting, because if Auburn wins, it's all you see on Snapchat for like a week.
Yeah.
And, they're so proud of their one win over Alabama. I mean, what's Auburn's record?
5-6.
0-11? 5-6. Not even 500, man.
Yeah.
Colbert County football had that record. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's Colbert County football might could beat Auburn, It's like
yeah.
But then when Auburn plays Alabama, it's like, hey.
Yeah, for real.
Anything can happen.
When Auburn plays at Alabama, I mean,
when Alabama plays at Auburn,
put all your money. When Alabama plays at Auburn,
no.
Vice versa.
when Auburn plays at Alabama.
Okay, if these two teams play each other, I mean, you can't just put all your money on Alabama, because Auburn definitely has a fighting chance, but I have the Tide in this game.
Yep. All right. That's all I've got, Clay. Unless you want anything else to say. You want to throw a shot at Nate again, that's completely fine with me,
Yep.
Also, fading our phone calls, too, so,
Ignored 2 phone calls. I left him a nice voicemail.
Very
he attends
mature
Auburn
voicemail.
University. For whatever reason, a year ago, he wouldn't have said, I don't know if he'd have said he was an Auburn fan, and now he goes to Auburn.
Yeah, so
which is embarrassing,
that should tell you everything you need to know about any Auburn fan ever. So,
yep.
Anyway, All right, Clay.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being on,
All right.
man. You know,
Thank you.
life's busy. You're what are you, like a cool math major?
Yeah. Engineering.
Yeah.
Electrical engineering
Nerd.
at University of Alabama in Huntsville.
Yeah. All right.
Kicking
Yeah.
my butt.
Yeah. So, but so I know things are busy, so I appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
That's all I've got. You got anything else? You good?
That's all I got.
All
Roll
right.
Tide.
Roll Tide. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope to see you next week in high spirits and good spirits. But Roll Tide. One more thing I forgot to mention. Show's not over yet. These are the guest picker. These are the standings so far. Wesley still in first, 5-0. Very impressive outing there. J Dobbs 7-1. Cole at 14-4. Myself at 24-15. Solomon Arnold at 4-3. Emery Wagner went 3-3 last week. Last episode. And then we got Clay down there at the bottom with some question marks. So we'll see where you stand at the end, Clay.
I'm gonna topple this leaderboard.
Yeah,
undefeated.
We'll see. So
No loss.
you got a chance. But all right, that's all we got. Roll Tide.